Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a video showing you how to make these 3 Halloween themed turtles. I have a cauldron, a skeleton, and a trick-or-treat turtle. So first we're going to make the cauldron turtle. So I took some black clay and rolled into a ball and cut off one end so it's flat. Next I took a ball of green clay and I flanned it into a little pancake shape. And place that in the middle of the flat part of the cauldron. And then I took some black clay and I rolled it into a thin snake. And we're going to use that to make the lid, or like the top part, so I just wrapped it around the green circle and cut off the excess. Then for the turtle head, I took some green clay and I flanned it into kind of like a triangular mound shape and placed that onto my cauldron. And then for the little fins, we're going to take some green clay and pinch it into a flattened triangle shape and cut it at a slant. And you want to cut out 4 of those. And then for the tail, we're going to roll out a little cone shape and cut off the end. Next, we're going to place the fins onto the cauldron. So 4 legs and a tail. And of course, we got to give it some dot eyes, along with the line smile. And then I took little balls of translucent clay and I placed it all over the cauldron, make it look like magical bubbles. Then we're gonna make a little hat for the turtle, so I flanned out some sparkly black clay and we're gonna use that as the base. And then for the hat part, we're gonna roll that same clay into a cone shape and cut it at a slant. And next I'm going to roll some purple clay and cut out a thin little strip and wrap that around our little cone hat. Place the cone on top of the hat base and give it a little curl at the end. And place that on top of our little turtle. And I put a piece of yellow clay in a little square just to cover up the little seams of our purple stripe. And here is the cauldron turtle all baked. Next we're going to make the trick-or-treat turtle. So I'm going to take some orange clay and I'm going to flatten it out into an oval shape. And then I have a dotting tool. I'm going to make 2 indents in the middle on the top and bottom. And we're going to use a needle tool to make indents, so it's kind of have like the pumpkin texture. Then with the dotting tool, I'm just going to make a giant circular indent in the middle because this is going to be like a trick-or-treat pumpkin basket. And inside we're going to fill it with this light yellow clay. And then we're going to give it a little lining on top with some orange clay. Then using a slightly yellower clay, we're going to place a little turtle head and some fins, along with a little tiny tail. And of course, give it some dot eyes and the line smile as well. Next, we're gonna make some candy. So I took some orange clay and I cut a little strip out of it. And I stacked on a little yellow strip and a white strip. And we're gonna cut it into little triangles, and these will be the little candy corns. Next, I'm just going to smooth it out with my fingers so it's a little rounder. Next, we're going to make some lollipops. So I'm going to take some white clay and roll into thin snakes of clay. And we're going to stack it with some other colors. And we're just going to give it a nice little twist. And then roll it into a thinner snake. Roll it into a little spiral and cut off the end. Next we're going to make some gummy worms, so I'm adding 2 little colors of translucent clay and I'm going to roll it together. And then we make a bunch of different varieties, and these are our gummy worms. And then for the chocolate bar, we're gonna take some brown clay, cut it out into a little rectangular shape with little squares. And then we're just gonna add it to the middle of our little turtle. And I just wanted to make sure it was kind of like overfilled with candy. And I'm gonna take a thin strip of black clay for the handle. I thought the turtle was missing something, so I decided to give it a little pumpkin hat. So I took some orange clay and flattened it out and cut out a little pentagon. And using my needle tool, I made some indents. And then I placed that on top of my turtle head. And using some brown clay, I'm gonna roll it out into a snake and cut out a little cylinder. And this will be like the little stem stalk part of the pumpkin. And once completely baked, here is the little trick-or-treat turtle. And then we're gonna make the skeleton turtle. So first I made a template making two mounds, a fat mound and a very flat mound, and these will be the templates that our skeleton turtle will be on top of. So I pre-baked them. Next I'm gonna take some white clay and I'm gonna roll it out into a thin snake. And we're just gonna wrap that around our first mound, and this will be like the spine bone. And then I had little other strips of clay coming out from the spine bone. And I'm just cutting off the excess. And I did the same thing with the bottom one. So then on the moundy part of the skeleton, we're gonna give it a little turtle head along with some fins. And I made sure that it was on top of the little spinal bones. And we're gonna give it a little tail as well, along with some dot eyes and then a line smile. So once baked, you wanna remove the skeleton part from the template. Some pro tips are to like dust the template with some cornstarch before you bake it, so the clay doesn't like stick to it as well. And you want to use a drier clay. I actually used a really oily clay, so it was really difficult to actually remove it from the template. But we want to do that with both the top and the bottom. And then I placed some super glue onto the ends of the main spinal bone, and I connected that with the bottom piece. And here is the skeleton turtle, and I actually love how it looks. I really like the effect. Even though it's a little sloppy, I'm still happy with it. So here are my Halloween turtles, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you all for watching.